Hey guys, so this week we're going to be taking a look at the daily bag from Standard Luggage Co. And so a few weeks ago we actually reviewed Standard Luggage Co.'s travel backpack on the channel, and I was really impressed with the quality and features that bag had to offer. And so I was very excited to see that they also had a daily bag that had a really nice professional look and seemed to offer a lot of the same quality and features that the travel backpack had to offer. So I reached out to the company to see if they had a review unit I'd be able to feature on the channel, and they were kind enough to send me one to take a look at. And so I've been using this as my daily bag for the past couple of weeks, and overall I've been really impressed with the quality and features that this bag has to offer, as well as the really cool and professional looking style. And so I want to go ahead and thank the company again for sending the bag for me to test out, and I'm excited to share it with you guys. So let's just go ahead and dive in and take a closer look at the daily backpack from Standard Luggage Co. So starting out with the outside of the bag, I really like the overall aesthetic and look that the bag has. It has a very sleek and professional looking style. I really like the color combination here. The bag only seems to come in this one color combination, which is a combination of grays and blacks, but I really like how well the colors combine together. I really like the professional look that it gives the bag, and I think it fits in well with a variety of different outfits and environments. If you look at the promotional video that Standard has on their site for the daily bag, they show a variety of different individuals wearing the bag with different types of outfits. So there's somebody in a suit, somebody in more casual wear, and I was really impressed with just how well the bag looked with all the different outfits. As we'll look at a little bit later in the video, the bag has the ability to be used as a briefcase, as a shoulder bag, or as a backpack. So a lot of versatility there, and I really like that the overall style lends itself well to be used in any of those modes. As far as the capacity of the bag, it's a very slim bag. It's about 18 liters. And it's surprising just how much I was able to fit in this, considering how slim the bag is. It's really meant to hug your back. So this helps the bag keep a very sleek look as you're walking around with it throughout the day. You're definitely not going to be bumping into people as you're wearing this, and that makes it very easy to use, as I mentioned, as both a shoulder bag and as a briefcase, as well as a backpack. And so another benefit of having the bag hug your back so tightly is that it offers a little bit more security as you're walking around. Since the bag is so close to you, it definitely feels like it's going to be a little bit harder for pickpockets to maybe be able to get into the bag without you noticing. So just a little bit of an added bonus there. And even though the bag looks really sleek, I was impressed with just how much I was able to fit in it. It has about an 18-liter capacity, which is pretty nice size for daily bag use. And I was able to fit most of the items that I typically use on a day-to-day basis, as you'll see throughout the video. But it was a little bit slimmer than some of the bags that I've been used to using, so I did have to adjust how I stored everything just a little bit. But overall, I was very impressed with how well I was able to fit everything and how nice the bag looked while I was wearing it, even when it was fully packed out. As we saw with Standard's carry-on backpack, the bag has really nice build quality. It definitely feels like it's going to hold up well over the longer term. It has very nice YKK zippers that seem to offer a good amount of water resistance. The outside portion of the bag is made of a really durable feeling nylon material, which seems to offer good water resistance as well. It seems like it's going to be really easy to clean and help keep water out. I was a big fan of the ballistic nylon that the company used for their travel backpacks. So there's a part of me that wishes that the company would have used that same ballistic nylon here, as I do feel like it's a slightly more durable feeling material, but I haven't noticed any problems with this one. And one nice benefit of the nylon that's used here is that the bag is very light. It's around 2 pounds, so when it's empty, it really feels very easy to carry. And when I load it up, it's nice that the bag isn't adding a lot of weight to what I already have to carry with me during the day. Continuing on with the outside here, the bag has some really nice and sturdy handles. So these are very thick and comfortable, easy to hold. It has one handle on the side for when you want to carry the bag in briefcase mode with the straps tucked away. And so that's very comfortable to hold. As you can see here, it's a nice and thick strap. It really feels like it's going to be comfortable to hold even as you're holding this for a longer period of time throughout the day. And then it has an identical handle on the top. It's pretty thick, and it seems to be wrapped in this kind of seatbelt-like material that we've seen in other bags, such as the Air Fit Pack 2 or the Air Flight Pack. So I really like when companies provide these really comfortable handles, as you're always going to be picking the bag up and putting it down by the handles or carrying it. So it's nice they've taken the effort to make these comfortable, durable, and they also match the look of the bag very well. So really nice job on the handles here. And so continuing on with the outside of the bag, one thing you'll notice here is that the bag offers an external charging port, which you can connect the USB cable to while you're walking around the city. You can charge your device as it's in your pocket. We've seen a lot of different tech bags these days that have included a feature like this. One thing that I think helps this stand out a little bit, I really like the placement of the port on this bag. Most ports that we've seen on bags like this are typically up higher, which to me makes it a little bit harder to have the cable reach down to your phone while you're wearing it in your pocket, or it has just more of a likelihood that it's going to get tangled and yanked. So I really like the placement here. As I've mentioned in a lot of my videos, I don't really use this feature that much, but if you do want to use it, it's definitely really well implemented here. And so continuing on with the outside of the bag, one thing that really impressed me with Standard's carry-on bag was how much value they tried to offer for the price. They really tried to include everything you would need right in the box so that you wouldn't have to buy any extra accessories. And so I really like seeing the same thing here with the daily. And so one of the things that stood out to me is that they actually threw in this really nice removable rain cover here. So the materials that the bag is made out of already provide a good amount of water resistance, but if you fear that you're going to get caught in a heavier rainstorm, They have this detachable rain bag that is really nice, and you can open it up really easily. You can actually cover the whole bag with the rain cover to make sure that it's protected if you happen to get caught in a heavier downpour. And so as I mentioned, it's included right with the bag. I really like this detachable pouch that it has. It has a really nice clip. And then they also included a really nice pocket here on the bottom to store the rain cover if you want to carry it with you but you don't want to use it. And if you don't want to use this for the rain cover, it's really nice. You can actually leave this empty and just use it as a nice kind of secret compartment where you can maybe tuck away a passport or something that's a little bit more delicate. As this pocket is kind of hidden, it might be nice for something like that, or your wallet, as it will be hard to tell that there's even a pocket there. And so as I mentioned earlier, the bag can be used in 3 different modes. You can use it as a backpack, as a shoulder bag, or as a briefcase. So since the straps are already out, I'll go ahead and start with the backpack version of the bag. And so as far as the straps, I was very impressed with just how soft and comfortable they are. They're really well padded. They're very soft. Right out of the box, they're very comfortable to wear. I really like the thickness that they have here. On top of that, I really like the meshy material that's been used here to provide a good amount of airflow. It definitely feels like it's going to help keep moisture off your back as you're wearing this. So really comfortable straps provided here. I really like how wide they are as well to help keep the bag from digging into your shoulders as you're walking around with a good amount of weight. One thing I noticed is that the bag does not include a sternum strap, which would have been nice to help distribute the weight, but I really don't think it's too big of a deal considering the size of the bag. I don't think it's ever going to get that heavy, and it does give the bag a cleaner look and makes it a little bit easier to actually tuck the straps away when you want to put them away. On the straps, it also has these 2 little loops here. I'm guessing this would be somewhere where you could hang your sunglasses or something like that. And so if you don't want to use these, they just kind of hide against the strap. You don't even really notice they're there. And so moving on to the back paneling here, as we saw with their carry-on bag, Standard has done a really great job here of adding an awesome amount of padding. The padding is really soft. It comes out a great amount. I really like the thick and meshy material that's been used here. It's really soft. It also feels like it's going to provide a good amount of airflow with the mesh material that they've used. And I also like how elevated it is. And it has this nice channel here to provide a good amount of airflow to help moisture from building up on your back as you're wearing this throughout the day. So really nice elevation all throughout the back here, really nice soft padding. And overall, it's been super comfortable to wear, which is really great because with a bag like this, even though I like the versatility of being able to use it in different modes, most of the time I'm going to end up using it as a backpack as that's what I like to carry. And it's nice to see that they've put a good amount of attention into making sure that it's very comfortable to wear as a backpack with this back paneling here. And while we're on the back, I'll also call out this nice pass-through that they have here, which is going to be great if you happen to be traveling with a suitcase. You can actually rest this on top of the suitcase and put this through the luggage handle so that you don't have to wear this on your back while you're walking through the airport. So really nice implementation there. I really like how thick and durable this strap feels. So it definitely feels like it's going to keep the bag secure to your suitcase and you'll be able to run around the airport without worrying about this falling off. If you want to hide the backpack straps, I really like the clip system that they've used here. It's very easy to detach both of the straps and tuck them away if you want to use this in briefcase or shoulder bag mode. So as you can see here, I detach very easily. There's plenty of space in the compartment at the top to hide these away. When a bag has a feature like this, it's really important for me to be able to put these away easily and make this an easy transition. And I think they've done a great job here by offering a lot of space and making this pocket really spacious and easy to tuck the straps into. And after that, it has a very nice closure. As I mentioned, all the zippers are YKK, so really nice quality throughout. And then at the bottom here, they have these little pockets where you can tuck away the buckles to make sure to give the bag a really nice clean look while you're not using it in backpack mode. And then as I mentioned earlier, they have the really nice handle to be able to carry this as a briefcase. I really like how clean of a look this has while you're just carrying it around. It looks great with a suit or with a nicer outfit if you happen to be dressing a little bit more professional for the office. And then if you want to add the shoulder strap, the bag has these really nice metal loops here, which definitely feels sturdy, like you're going to be able to hold up well. And then the bag also includes this really nice, comfortable shoulder strap. And so if you watch the video that we did for Standard's carry-on bag, you'll notice it's very similar to the shoulder strap that was featured in that video. So it's really nicely padded. It has a very nice kind of gel-like material, which is really comfortable to wear. And so it's very nice that they've thought about how to make this comfortable to wear, not only as a backpack, but also as a shoulder bag. So really nice padding here on the shoulder strap. The clips themselves are very easy to attach, so it's effortless to turn this from a briefcase into a shoulder bag. And then it's a pretty long strap, so it's going to fit a variety of different body types. And I also like that this makes it easy to either wear on your shoulder or actually sling it across your back. If you happen to be riding a bike and you want to be able to carry it a different way, you have a lot of versatility with how you can carry it and adjust the straps. So really nice implementation there. And so moving on to the pockets of the bag, the first thing I'll call out is the water bottle pocket here on the side. I really love that the bag has an external water bottle compartment, which I really love to see on daily bags in particular. As you can see here, I have the same water bottle that I've used in all my other daily bag videos, and it fits in here pretty comfortably. It's a little bit smaller compartment, so this still feels pretty comfortably, but about half of the water bottle is left out, so it's going to fit smaller water bottles a little bit more comfortably, especially as you're carrying this in briefcase mode. I'd be a little bit worried that this could slip out, but for most water bottles it's probably going to work out pretty well, and I haven't noticed any issues while using it in backpack mode. And so that comes out, very comfortably. And so as you can see, the bag has an elastic material here, so you could possibly use this for something like a tripod as well, or an umbrella. And one thing I really like here is that they added the ability to collapse the water bottle compartment, so it has this zipper here. So if you're not using it, it's going to be able to zip up really tightly against the bag to make sure to keep a really clean aesthetic. So I really like when bags include this ability to collapse the water bottle compartment. I think it makes it a lot more versatile. Next up, the bag has a nice quick access compartment here on the front, which has a really nice YKK zipper, a really good water guard here on the outside, and a zipper garage to help make sure that what you put in here is going to be well protected against the elements. And so I was really impressed with how much you can actually fit in here. Currently what I have here is just my Kindle, as that's something I've been using a lot recently and I want to be able to get to a little bit more quickly. There's also a lot of internal organization in the bag, so I had a lot of flexibility in how I could organize everything. When I have this many pockets, as you'll see as we go through the bag, I sometimes struggle with what I should put in each one just because there's so many options. So for this one, since it's a flatter pocket, I thought it would be a good fit for my Kindle, but I definitely could see myself putting a notebook in here, or even my phone if I'm going through TSA, or my wallet, something that I really want to grab quickly. And so the compartment here, as I mentioned, it's a little bit flatter, but it comes out a good amount. From where my hand is, it goes all the way to the edge here, and it's about the size of the gray area of the bag, so just enough space to put those quick accessories that you want to be able to get to quickly. Nothing too exciting on the inside of the compartment, no internal organization or anything like that. So just a really simple compartment that's going to allow you to get to your accessories very quickly. And so the bag has another quick access compartment here on the top. I really like the placement of these compartments. I love when my daily bags have this pocket that's very easy to just reach down and grab something that I need very quickly. So currently what I have in here is my Apple Magic Mouse. And then I also have a lightning cable to charge my phone. And so as you can see, there's not much else there at the moment. Typically, I would put my sunglasses with their case in a compartment such as this, but it's a little bit smaller than some of the other quick access compartments that I've used, so I probably could fit my sunglasses in here, but it wouldn't leave room for some of the other accessories that I just showed. So I was able to put my sunglasses in another compartment, which I'll show in a second, but I still really like how this was implemented. It still had enough space for some of the smaller accessories that I want to be able to get to quickly throughout the day. And one thing that's really nice about this compartment in particular is that it's RFID protected, so if you put something more delicate like your wallet or your passport in here, it's going to add just that extra little bit of protection. So really nice implementation there, really nice extra feature to have that RFID protection. And so as you can see, as far as the size of the compartment, I can't quite fit my whole hand in there. So this is about the size, and you can pull out the inner lining if you want to take a better look, if you want to clean it. It doesn't have any sort of felt lining, but as I mentioned, it is RFID protected, so it's nice to have that little bit of bonus protection there. So really great job on the top quick access compartment overall. And so next up is kind of one of the larger accessory compartments. This is where you're going to organize some of your bigger tech accessories and cables and things like that. So first up, one thing I want to call out here is that it actually has a lockable zipper on this compartment to help keep it a little bit more secure. And it also has the really nice YKK zippers here with a good amount of water resistance. And I really like that these zippers come down nice and wide here to allow you to open up the pocket pretty wide to be able to see everything at once and just organize a little bit more easily. And so I really like the versatility offered by this pocket. There's so many different slots and zippered pockets that you can use to organize all your accessories, and the pocket comes out quite a bit, allowing you to store something a little bit bulkier. So as you can see here, the first thing I have is my Beats Solo Wireless 2, which is one of the bulkier items that I carry with me. And so next up, we have a few different slip pockets. The first one here has my Ray-Ban sunglasses. So as I mentioned earlier, I didn't store the sunglasses here in the top quick access compartment because they're still really easy to grab in this one, and they fit very comfortably into that slip pocket even with their case. And so these slip pockets offer a good amount of space. They come out a good amount, so it's going to be perfect for storing something like a hard drive or a larger mouse. And then here we have a few elastic bands to store pens, or something like a stylus, which is what I have here. I have a little bit of a stylus and laser combo. And then here on the other side, there is a slip pocket that's exactly the same size as the first one we looked at, so offers the same amount of space, comes out a good amount. Currently what I have in here is my BluePop portable Bluetooth speaker and power bank, and I have that connected to this cable that actually links to the power port on the outside. So I really like how easy it is to kind of keep the cable from getting tangled on everything. It just plugs in very easily with my portable battery. There's not a lot of extra cable left over in the pocket, and I really like how easy that is to implement. And then if you don't have a portable battery that you want to use, you can just take the cable off and tuck it away on the bottom of this larger compartment. And then on the back here, there's a larger, slightly padded compartment. It's not super padded, but it's a little bit thicker than something like the slip pockets that we just looked at. So this is going to be a bigger space to put something like a notebook or a folder. Currently what I have in here is just my full-size Moleskine notebook, and that fits in there very easily. There's tons of leftover space there. And so as I mentioned, this would be a great spot for a folder or for some textbooks. As you can see, here is the USB cable that we just saw connected to my power bank. And if you don't want to use it, you can just tuck that in near the bottom and it just stays out of the way. So really nice implementation there. I love the variety in organizational options that are offered in this area. And then on top of that, the flap to this main organizational area has 2 zippered mesh compartments, which I really love. I love the use of mesh for these type of compartments just because it allows you to see everything that's on the inside easily. The compartments seem to be of equal size. This one's a little bit harder to show just because of how the zipper is laid out here. I can't quite open it all the way like a clamshell style bag, but the compartment here on the bottom is about the same size as this one here. Currently it's empty, but I had been just putting my car keys in there when I get to my office when I don't want to sit with them in my pockets. I just put them in here and it fits very easily. So really nice versatility there with the mesh compartments. Here on the top one, I actually have my UTech wireless charger for my phone, and that fits in there very easily. So love the versatility offered by these pockets. They come out a pretty good amount. They don't quite have their own volume, but they give just enough space to be able to put a little bit thicker accessories in here. And so as I mentioned, I really love with these pockets when they use mesh just because it makes it so easy to see what's on the inside. So nice versatility here. Really like how many different options are provided to kind of organize all your different accessories. So it's very easy for everything to have its own spot and very easy to kind of find whatever you need to at a moment's notice. So moving on to the main compartment, this also has a really nice lockable zipper here with the same YKK and water resistance as the other compartments in the bag. And I really like that this compartment opens completely flat, as it allows packing and organization to be a little bit easier, especially if you're going through TSA. It's always nice to be able to open this flat and be able to grab your laptop and tablet very easily. And so I'll start with the laptop and tablet compartments, and I really like how they've been implemented here. One of the most important things to note is that both the tablet sleeve and the laptop sleeve are elevated off the ground, which offers a good amount of protection. I really love when companies have their laptop compartments elevated, as that's really the main thing that's going to keep them safe from when you drop your bag on the ground or if you put it down a little bit too hard. I really love to see that extra protection added. And so just a nice amount of space offered in both of these compartments. I really like that it has this little Velcro strap here to keep everything in place. Especially when you have bags that lay flat, it's always nice to have this to make sure that the device doesn't actually slip out and possibly fall. So really nice job there. You can take that off easily. Here, there's a tablet sleeve that will fit up to a regular size iPad. Currently what I have in here is my iPad mini 2, but as you can see, there's plenty of leftover space for a larger tablet to be stored there. So as I mentioned, a regular size iPad or Android tablet, it won't quite fit an iPad Pro in my opinion, but if you're just carrying a regular tablet, it should be able to fit in there just fine. And so the tablet compartment itself is pretty well padded. It doesn't offer any sort of felt lining, which would have been nice to see, but it does offer a good amount of padding, and as I mentioned, most importantly, it keeps it elevated off the ground. And so very similar implementation on the actual laptop compartment. So currently what I have in here is my 13-inch MacBook Pro, and that fits in there very comfortably. As you can see, there's a good amount of space in the laptop compartment. It comes out a lot, so if you have a thicker device, it's gonna be able to fit in here pretty comfortably. I think this should fit up to a 15-inch laptop. If it's a 15-inch, chances are it might come up a little bit over the top of the padding here, but it should still be really well protected. Really like how padded this is, and as I mentioned again, the fact that it's elevated really helps to add a good amount of protection to the laptop. Looking inside the laptop compartment, as you can see, there's no felt lining on the inside or the back of the laptop compartment, so that would have been a nice addition to just add a little bit of extra protection against scratching, but still pretty well padded. As you can see, it's a little more flexible than I would want to see in a laptop compartment, but I still feel like it's going to keep my device pretty well protected. It's still nice and thick, and overall, I think the compartment is going to do a really good job of keeping my devices protected. And so moving on to the main area here, as you can see, it looks a little bit emptier. And so the reason for that is just that when you have the laptop compartment and tablet compartment filled up, if you put a lot of stuff in this space, it is going to feel very tight. So I prefer to leave this compartment a little bit emptier and use the outer accessory compartment that we looked at a second ago to hold most of my accessories. I try to leave this area a little bit emptier just to make sure that I don't have a lot pressing up against the laptop. So that's one of the kind of drawbacks with a slim bag in general, is that it's always going to be a little bit tougher to kind of manage everything and make sure to keep some of the pressure off the laptop. So I think the bag did a really great job with adding that extra compartment on the front, because this area here, I feel a little bit more comfortable keeping it emptier. Currently what I have in here in this main area is just my Levitate portable standing desk and my folder with all my receipts and business papers. And so there's still some good internal organization here in this main area, which I've just chosen not to use because, as I mentioned, I kept most of my accessories in the front compartment, and I preferred not to pack anything too bulky into this compartment, as I mentioned, just to keep the laptop a little bit better protected. But they do have these really nice slip pockets here on the bottom, and so these are pretty nicely padded, and they're actually elevated off the ground. So in Standard's promotional video, this is an area where they recommended putting something like a camera and a lens, and I think that it would serve that purpose really really well, especially if you're not carrying a lot of other stuff with you. Because of how well padded the compartments are, they feel just as thick as the laptop compartment, and as I mentioned, they're elevated, so it definitely feels like if you put something like a camera and a lens in here, it's going to be pretty well protected. I also think that because of the slim nature of this compartment, it might be good to hold something like an umbrella or even an extra water bottle compartment or something. So really nice versatility here on the slip pockets. Really nice that you can maybe use this to carry some more delicate accessories. They come out a good amount, so something a little bit thicker, maybe even something like a drone controller could fit in here nicely. And if not, as you saw with me, I just kind of left them empty, and they press up pretty flat against the back of the bag, so it's nice that they don't really get in the way if you choose not to use them. But it's nice to have that extra versatility for organization if you want to use this compartment for some of these more delicate items. And then on the top here, there's one more zippered mesh compartment, which I didn't actually use for anything. It's kind of a little bit flatter and might be good for some smaller accessories if you have SD cards or USB sticks, just smaller items that you don't want floating around throughout the rest of the bag. This might be a good area to store them. I really like the use of mesh here to make it very easy to see everything that's in the compartment. So a lot of nice versatility here. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I don't typically have this much stuff to organize, so I wasn't even able to use all the compartments, but it's nice that if you need extra places to put your stuff, you have lots of different pockets to pick from with this bag. And then the last thing I'll mention here is that you can see the size of the top quick access compartment, the RFID compartment that we looked at earlier. It also takes up some room in this main compartment when it's completely full. It stays up pretty close to the top, so it shouldn't affect any of the bulkier items that you might want to store on the bottom. But I did want to go ahead and call it out so you could actually have an idea of how big this compartment actually was. So really great job on the main compartment overall. I really love the division of space between this main area and the laptop compartment. And as I mentioned throughout the video, I was just really impressed with how much organization was offered on the bag and how much it was actually able to hold considering its slim form factor. So awesome job by Standard. I really love to see that they've made a daily bag that's a worthy follow-up to the awesome carry-on bag that they created. And I'm excited to keep trying this out on my day-to-day to see all the different ways that I could organize my stuff. And so just to wrap up, I've been really impressed with Standard's daily bag. I think it has a lot of great features, a really solid build quality, and I like the professional style that it has. The bag itself can be purchased on Standard's site for about $120. And although this isn't cheap, I think it's a pretty good price considering the quality and features that the bag has to offer. And I think it compares pretty well to other bags in the same price range and style. And so as I was testing this out, one bag that this really made me think of is the Air Flight Pack. And so I haven't had a chance to test out the Flight Pack 2, but I've seen a lot of reviews on it and it looks like a really great bag. It's a little bit more expensive than this bag and has a slightly different style, so it's a little bit sleeker and more modern looking. But it also has the capacity to use as a backpack, as a shoulder bag, or as a briefcase. So that might be a good option to compare this to. But as I mentioned, that's a little bit more expensive. Another Air bag that this made me think of a little bit was the Air Day Pack, which also has a really nice professional looking style. I think it fits in great at the office. That one is just a backpack. You can't hide the straps or anything like that. And it doesn't have quite as much space and organization as this bag here. And that's gonna be about $125 on Air's site. And another bag that this reminded me of was the Timbuktu Division Pack, which is about the same price and has a similar professional looking style. It's not gonna have quite as much space or organization as this one, but if you're looking for something that's gonna be a little bit slimmer and you're a fan of Timbuktu's bags, that might be a good option to take a look at. And if you really like this style of bag, especially with the ability to hide the straps and wear it as a shoulder bag or as a briefcase, I also recommend taking a look at the Timbuktu Ace, which we had on the channel a few weeks back. And that was also a really stylish bag, a lot of great quality and organizational options, and it also has that same capability of using as a shoulder bag or a briefcase as well as a backpack. So that bag's gonna be about $70 to $80 on Amazon, and so I was really impressed with how well that bag performed, especially at that price range. I don't think it had quite the same style, and maybe not all the same features that this bag had to offer, but if you're working with a little bit of a tighter budget, that might be a great option to take a look at as well. But overall, I was really impressed with how well the Standard daily bag compared with all those options that we've had on the channel. I think that as Standard did with their carry-on backpack, they put a lot of care and thought into how everything was laid out. I was really impressed with the different features and organization that it had, and it definitely feels like a bag that's gonna hold up well over the long term. And so I wanna go ahead and thank the company again for sending the bag over for me to test out. It's been a really great experience so far, and I definitely recommend you check it out. If you guys found this video useful, please go ahead and give us a like below, and if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and thank you guys so much.